Okay, so the whole point was I was going to show the aftermath, the mess of the holidays, but we've really done a fairly good job cleaning up considering it was, 10 people. Hope everybody had a good holiday, or is having a good holiday, for those of you celebrating Hanukkah. Hey, what's up, Garden Friends? Jeff here. So we doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm great. Another week, another me saying I don't have a video for today. This video is supposed to be out in like, I don't even know, 30 minutes, I think. That's clearly not much is going to happen here. Fish, you going to come up? Nope. Fish aren't. Nope. Thought maybe you get to see the fish, but they're being very shy. Yeah, so holidays happened. I said I was going to have a video for today. It turned out I grossly overestimated my ability to work while family was in town. It just wasn't happening. I still have a video sitting in my pocket. It's back there, ready to go. I talk about some new plants. Got some fun stuff out here, but it's not going to work. Just not enough hours in the day. There's so much stuff laying around the house right now. My sisters really like to bake and snack. That's what that's all about. All kinds of fun goodies going on over there. Yeah, is there anything fun happening in the grow space? Oh, you like the lamp? That was a Christmas present. I like the lamp. It's a fun lamp. Plug in. Say hi. Okay, that's close. Good enough. It's only been a week, so I don't really have any plant updates to give other than that the amaryllis is done blooming, but it's getting ready. You're not going to be able to see it, but there's something new getting ready to come up behind those other stalks there. I'm going to give those other stalks a few more days before I cut them off. This is backlit so horrible, you don't even know what's going on. Cyclamen hates me. Not surprised by that. That's what cyclamen do sometimes. Had all my seeds out. I was letting my nephew go through them, see if there's anything he wanted. Told me he could pick out whatever he wanted and take it with him. New TV. That's fine. Fun decorative boxes. I don't think these are actually decorative. I think you're supposed to put like watches and stuff in them. I don't know. It's a nice gift. Oh, I really like this. This was a good gift to myself. I bought this for myself, but I also bought them for everybody else. It's a window scraper that's also a shovel, so you can change the head out on it. It has different pieces you can put on it. Here's the brush head, and then I don't know why this sweater's sitting over here. And then the ice scraper. It's nice having multi-tools. I love a multi-tool. And then everybody else's gifts are still here. Because everybody drove in town. So have all of their things in here still to go home with them. That's mine. Little elliptical machine. Smokeless stove and miter saw. Even got the Christmas tree pulled down. It's not up all the way right now. It's getting too hard to walk through there. Ornaments. What do you say, Moira? But she doesn't say anything. Moira needs batteries. Oh, no. You just have to push down really hard. I think it's broken.
Because it is the devil's telephone. Best you just hang up.
Okay, well that was fun. Little Sonic the Hedgehog action. I got some new headphones. These are some of my favorite headphones from Bang for Your Buck, Sennheiser HD 205s. They're really nice. I've tried the Audio-Technica and a lot of others, some very expensive headphones. These are like $70, and the sound quality out of them is fantastic. Yes, they have a cord on them, but that's because when you're editing videos, you can't have a delay. You gotta have a cord. You don't have to, but I think it's smart. One of my big gifts isn't here yet. The family got me a Cuddle Clone of Pumpkin. I'm so excited. Cuddle Clone, it's a replica of your pet. I've said I've always wanted one of those, a little stuffed animal of Pumpkin. I'd mentioned that like a month or two ago to one of my sisters, and I can't believe that they actually got it for me. Great gift, because it's one of those things where it's like, I would like to have it before it would be a sad thing to get, right? Like, I want it while she's still alive. And no updates to give in the grow space. It's only been a week, right? So not a lot can change with the plants in just 1 week. Did a heavy watering yesterday. Everything was very thirsty. I really let things get away from me for about 8 days or so. With having family in town, I just haven't had an opportunity to get out here and really tend to things. There's still so much needs to be done. Oh, I got scaffolding. That's a big gift. Scaffolding, just the little kind, only goes up a couple of feet. So once I get these guys moved out of the way, I can better access these top shelves and work with them better. It's one of the reasons I don't have plants really put up there yet, because I can't get up there. And I figured I'd just wait until around the holidays. My family had asked me for ideas for Christmas presents back in November. I said I could use some cheap scaffolding, just like a gorilla bench or something, one of those things. Though the gorilla bench isn't one of the cheaper ones, but something similar. Do you know what I mean? And I figured I'd wait and see if I got that, and if I got it, then great. I'd go ahead and start moving plants up, and if I didn't get it, then that's fine. I go ahead and get it for myself. But there's still lots of space up there, so I have a lot of plants that are like back here on the ground that need to go up there, and once those are up, that'll be a lot better, and I'll be able to get up. And because these aeroids, I don't even know what's going on up there. I can just see the top of their leaves. It's probably not that easy to tell in the video, but that shelf, this top shelf, the bottom of it is just over 6 feet high. So they're up there a little ways. I think it'd be good to actually be able to see everything that's going on. Because I know there are a couple pots up there that are vacant. Like the plants just died, and I can't even see them anymore. The inflows in here on these jammies are starting to get a lot bigger. See a little mealybug on that one. That's okay. It's part of winter. Gonna have to be on top of that and mindful and spray. Oh, on that note, I did get this for Christmas. Look at that. Went ahead and just put some water in there so I can play with it. This is a Ryobi fogger. So the idea with this is to put stuff in it and just have fun spraying it. No, okay. Peppermint oil, Captain Jack's Dead Brew, those sorts of things. Be able to put that in here and do a wide spray with everything. The only downside is that you're supposed to be fairly far away from everything you're spraying. And you really can't be far away from anything when you're spraying in here. So, I don't know. There's that. But it's worked out so far. I think it'll be fine. I could turn it on, but it's really... Okay, it's going to be loud for a moment. Very loud. There's the fog. There it goes. Yeah? Alright, I know that was loud, so that was it. Just a few seconds. You can see it's got a pretty strong mist on it, a strong fog. When I actually get around to using this with the Captain Jack's or neem or peppermint oil, whatever I have in there, I will make sure to mic up so that I can mute the video portion where I'm using that. And then you'll have a better idea of what's going on with it. Things on Palm Island aren't looking too good. And that's partially just because there's die-off from moving them inside, and that's somewhat to be expected. There are two in particular that are really not happy with me. That's the red spicata, not looking too hot, and then another one in the back that I think might be too late for that one. It might be dying. I don't know. It was only 8 days. I figured they'd be okay, and I was giving these over here a splash of water when I could. I'd come out here and grab my water can, dip it in there, just be like, here, have a quick drink, but that wasn't enough for the ones in the back. It's weird. Usually coconut palms are ones where when I have them out here in the grow space, they can go a pretty long time without water, but I guess that it's warm enough in here that they're wanting more hydration, which is, that's a good thing, right? But typically when it's cooler in here, you know, just kind of let them hang out and sit still. They don't need a lot, but this it's been warm enough that hasn't been the case. Anything going on back here? I don't think so. I could have moved these guys back outside. I just totally forgot about it. They would have been fine. It's been in the 50s with lows in the mid 30s. I don't... Oh, well. Oh, well. That's okay. There'll still be plenty of time to get them back outside. Oh, the Cordylans, the Freticasas, they seem pretty happy. Look at that. They're flowering. I think their flowers are so pretty. This one keeps falling over. I need to get something to put underneath it. It has been nifty having it fall over, though, because it reminds me every time that I need to look at the underside of the leaves to do my mealybug and spider mite checks on these guys. These things always end up covered in mealybugs and or spider mites in the winter time, so I'm trying to be extra diligent this year, and that's another reason I have them back here on the back end of the pond, because I don't really like to spray too much on the front end, at least with neem, because neem, it's not good for the fish. So back here I can lay them down, spray them, or even just pop them out this little garage door and spray them down the driveway and bring them back in. I haven't had to do that yet, but maybe I should be doing it preventatively. I don't know. I try and take it easy with too much preventative spraying, but I know that these things, they're going to be covered in something if I'm not careful. Oh, there's a new leaf on the tie. And you probably want to see that from the other side, right? I don't know why I started to show you that from the back side. There it is. Nice big new leaf. Isn't it beautiful? This thing's getting really big. Really, really big. I wasn't sure how big of a leaf it was going to put out, because sometimes when you take them from letting them crawl, which is more of what this was doing over the summer, to pulling them up high, they don't always produce a big leaf. But I think that this one has thickened out enough in the main stem that it should consistently put out fairly large leaves. This is a big one. It looks like it has some nice splashes of variegation on it too. This just started opening up 2 days ago. So the color isn't there yet, and it's not as, as big as it's going to get. This will be a lot bigger, but for right now, I think it's already looking pretty impressive. And I like the shape of it. It's like right in your face. It's like it's got 2 Monstera ears sticking out, and then a big old Monstera face just looking right into your soul. Skin Dapsis is looking good. I zoomed right in on the crispy portions. It had those when I bought it. Well, it had the start of those when I bought it. Got some new growth coming out. Things are coming along. There's some repots I'd like to do. A lot of the stuff that's in the front of this bottom shelf I'd like to repot. The Cebu Blue Epiprenum back there, I know it doesn't look good from down here, but it's doing well. Its growth is up there. You see it? Yeah. It's doing okay. You just have to look at the ceiling to see how the plant's doing. I love that the begonias are still flowering. I almost didn't bring this one in. Oh, the LED is going to make some weird shadows. There we go. Yeah, I almost didn't bring that in for the winter time, but I just remembered how nice it is having things in here that flower during the winter time. And the begonias are typically so reliable. Not necessarily the maculatas. They'll bloom. It's just, they're not as prone to blooming. But, well, I guess this is technically a form of maculata. You know what I'm saying. Color. I just wanted some color in here. I don't think there's much going on back here in the shelf at all. Things are growing. I had a, Silver Splash Anthurium that got left out in the cold, and I chopped it back into video. It's starting to recover. Also, I don't have my wireless mic on, so the audio is going to be kind of wonky, especially with the heater going in the background, but, it's just the nature of things. The Fancifiller's Sunburstless Macchia. These were cuttings, right? Yeah, these were cuttings that I took a few months ago from one that I had planted up as an annual, and I put them in the self-watering container. I want to see how it would do in here. It seems to be doing well. A lot of this stuff on here is from when it was just a cutting, right? So I could actually probably come in here and trim all that back and let this fill back out from the top. It didn't have much on top. That's starting to change. It's looking like that's going to hopefully end up being a really nice full plant. You're looking good. Kind of sticky. Do you have bugs on you, or is that just your leaf? I think that's just its leaf. Does it feel... It doesn't really feel sticky. I think it's okay. I could come in here and do a little bit of trimming on this coconut. That would make it at least look better to not have the brown fronds hanging around over here on what I've been calling Palm Island. I don't think I can get anything else, though. That was it. So much better. And I don't want to prune on this one. There's still a good amount of stuff left in there for it to soak up and take in. Is the heater... Can you hear any... I hope you can hear what I'm saying. Oh, I did get some self-watering containers. I have to remember I'm not mic'd up, and I just keep moving away from my mic. I'm sorry about that. For the Homalomena Selby that I picked up in a video not too terribly long ago, maybe a few weeks ago. And I mentioned that video, I don't do great with them because of their moisture needs. Here it is. Look at, doesn't that look great? And not so much a happy plant. I had ordered 6-inch pots. This is technically a 6-inch pot, but with these divots that it has right here, I think it might be a tight squeeze. Heck, even if I have to knock some soil out, which probably won't be a problem, it'll probably already have some loose soil to come out on its own. I think the plant's odds are going to be better. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a whole bunch of loose soil down there. Probably going to be better in this container than if I were to leave it in this one. The problem is just that things get dry in here. It's nice and humid, and a lot of the tropicals seem to do well, but the Homalamenas, not so much. They're just a little bit more finicky about their moisture. As you can see here, I let this one dry out for like maybe a day, and it just absolutely threw a fit. Right, so now the question is, how well is that going to fit in here? I don't want air gaps, so I'm going to have to really... Okay, oh, that's good. That's good. I'm not seeing an air gap in there. I could even add some of the soil back to the top. I don't know if I really want to add this soil back to the top. It has this dyed moss all mixed in with it, but I guess it's fine for right now. But I should probably top dress that with some gravel later, something that will help hold some moisture into this container. It would more than likely do better with that. Okay, that was a better fit than I thought it was going to be. That's pretty good. Not seeing any air gaps, and got the soil down into the pegs on the bottom. The thing that I liked about these self-watering pots, or I guess I should say what I was intrigued by, I can't say if I like it yet or not because haven't really given these much of a try, is the system of it. So it's not going to hold a lot of water, right? That's a small base, but they lock in. They have little clips down here. You can see the clip, yeah, that it fits into, so it holds it nice and strong. And they're open right here. That's a big deal. That's very important. And I will show you why. It's a issue I have with self-watering containers that I usually end up having to remedy myself, but with this style, I shouldn't have to. This should work out on its own. You see a lot of that water is going over the table for some reason. All right, so maybe this is one that's going to be watered at the sink, and that's okay. But by having that slot right there, I can't overwater the plant. The water that's down there in the bottom, see how it overflows right there? It's never going to be up into the actual root system of the plant. Okay, I'm glad I watered into it because I can see there's some spots where I need to get some more soil in there. There's a bunch of air in there, so I need to fill that in more. You see that? Yeah, that's as high as it goes. So that is why I chose these pots. I also like that they have the clips on them, right? So it's, I don't know. Are you guys the same as me? I don't like the self-watering containers where it's a base that the pot just sits in. I can see the advantages to that, but I do like for them to just be connected. And the ones that, well, I guess, yeah, okay, sorry, I had to think about it. The ones that attach are generally plastic, and the ones where they're separate are nicer looking ceramic containers. So I basically learned just not to order the ceramic ones. That's not normally an issue. Otherwise, they'll be attached, right? Yeah, I think that's good. I just need to get some more soil in there because I am seeing the air gaps now. That's why I always gotta water the plants then, so I don't need all that air around those roots. It'd probably be fine. It's a clear pot. I prefer it be black if there's gonna be roots that are exposed to the air. But yeah, this is fine. I think that the plant will be much happier like this. There's soil down in those little pegs, the feet that you all saw, so that's going to be what wicks the moisture up into the pot, and the water level's not dangerously high. I love that. And I don't know, I guess we'll see how it does. I'm not going to put a lot of time and effort into keeping the plant alive. So if you don't know, I got this plant because it was in a pot that I really wanted. I just bought this thing for the pot. And that's really all it was. I just really liked its container, so I grabbed the plant. But Homominas, not always my favorite just because they can be so finicky about the moisture. But I have it, right? So since I have it here, may as well try and keep it happy. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to move it to a spot where it's not in a direct path of the heater, so there won't be air blowing directly on it, and that will hopefully help. I may even move this one to the ground, because things tend to be cooler down towards the ground. I don't know. The main thing is that it needs to be in a self-watering container, so it's not a plant that I was going to put a lot of time and effort into taking care of. It needed to be in a setup where it's just going to do its thing, right? Make sure there's water in the reservoir, and it'll be okay. And self-watering containers, they're not going to save every plant, right? You still have to water them. Heck, that Lismachia's over there, I still have to water that fairly often. The base dries out pretty quickly. I have a lot of fans in here. There's a lot of airflow, which is another reason I was thinking maybe to put this in a spot that's a little bit more tucked away from everything. So I'm not going to worry about the foliage scorching, because that happens with them sometimes out here. And I won't have to worry about wind blowing directly on them, so the moisture can last longer. If it's too cool, well, it'll just die, right? Because if it's cool and moist, it's not going to be a very happy plant either. Like I said, I have it here, so I figured may as well give it a try and just see what happens with it. Oh, and here's the rest of the pots, if anybody cared. I think these came in a 6-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6-pack. I already used one of them. And that's, you know, you get the whole point here. One thing I didn't mention that I probably should have is that these have a lot of holes in them. So they're meant to be a container that's going to give a very oxygen-rich environment. Probably going to be decent for orchids, aeroids, those sorts of things. I feel like with this style of self-watering pot where you're running off of the peg leg on the bottom, it would be a good idea to put some moisture wicking cord down inside of these holes here and bring that up into your aeroid mix or whatever you're using if you're not using soil. Soil will wick that up, but I'm not all that confident that moisture is going to wick up wonderfully from the bottom here. So if it's a moisture-loving plant, then I would put some cotton cord of some kind in there to help wick things up. That's all. I just wanted to mention that. I don't know, do I have a name on these pots? They're called Made in China Garden Supply. That's all it says. But I can't remember. I'll try and find out what it was and put it down in the description. Oh, and I have one more plant here that I should probably go dropping everything. Hold on, I need to get myself together. As I was saying, I do have another plant here that I want to put into one of these self-watering containers. This red Reuben Alpinia. Same situation as that Hummelmina back there. I just bought it because I wanted the pot. Didn't really care about the actual plant itself. By the way, these are not, that's not the pot. Okay, the pots they were in were beautiful, decorative pots. They were wintry and white. They had some silver paint on them. They were very pretty. I love an Alpinia. This one to me seems kind of scraggly and weedy, but I have it, so we may as well give it the life that it would prefer, which is going to be a more moisture-loving environment. Now, this one right here isn't looking too hot, because just like the Hummelmina and some of those coconuts back there, they did not appreciate the few extra days they had to go without water. I try and keep things very well watered out here, but you know, it's the holidays, and things have just been absolutely crazy. I'm going to try, how well is that just going to fit in there? Is it going to be a perfect fit? That seems too good to be true, but let's just see what happens. There are a bunch of ridges and bumps in here, so I don't know. I'm trying to work the soil around the ridges and bumps, because I didn't want this to be a total repot, just a transplant pot. Yeah, okay. That's good. It's fine. I suppose what I should say is it will do. This will do just fine. Get that snapped into the base and give it a water. It looks like I might need to add some soil down into the little feet on this one. But once I do that, this should wick the moisture up pretty well on its own. The nice thing about the Alpinia is that it does rebound, right? So if it dries out too quickly, it'll snap right back. Worst case scenario, you have to cut it back and start it over. The Selby back here, it's kind of the same. I mean, this thing was wilted down and looked like a total goner last night. And I gave it a very heavy drink and it popped back up. But it, obviously there are some casualties with that, right? It doesn't look perfect. But yeah, that was the whole point of these new self-watering containers. I do really like them. And earlier when I said, why is there water going everywhere? I forgot. It's because they have all these indentations over here. You see them along the sides to let airflow. Water's going to come out of those too. That just means might be a little bit more messy when you water these. So probably a good plant to take to a sink or put something under them. I don't know. You know the routine. You're probably plant people if you're watching this video. Just don't let water go over the counters. Or you do you. Let water go over your counters. I don't care. I let my cats eat off the counter. We all do things differently, and that's fine. Now, I'm going to take this. I have the Hummelmina. That's where that's living. On the ground. Out of draft and away from the lights. And it was doing okay there until it dried out for, like I said, one day. And this has been doing surprisingly well, just hanging out in the pot with the alocasias. So I'm going to leave it there and let it do its thing. And I think that's everything. Had some plant updates, got a little tour of some fun Christmas presents. Some are gardening related. Some of them I didn't show, but I will show it another time because they're for videos. So you'll get to see them at some point in the future. Oh, this is something that's been surprising me. The Neorigella Fireball, was not expecting that to do well in this spot. I set it there when I was moving the plants into the grow space, thinking I'm gonna have to move that because the heater blows like right in here. So I just thought the air would be way too dry for it, but it's been a couple months and it's actually doing fairly well. There's some dry stuff down low, but I don't know, it may have had that when I moved it in. I don't remember. Okay, there we go. Glad I got that off my chest. Neorigella's doing fine. All right, hope everybody's doing well and had a happy holiday or having happy holidays and getting to do some fun things and just enjoying life, relaxing if possible. Things can be so stressful this time of year. Taking nice deep breaths. I have noticed when I have been able to come out here and water and tend to things, I just feel my blood pressure go down. That's the plants, right? The magic of gardening. It's so therapeutic and relaxing. I almost didn't even upload a video today, but I didn't want to do that to y'all. Figure I need to at least put something out, even if it's something saying I didn't film a video. So I'm going to film one right now and get this put on the computer and get it uploaded. In fact, it's past 11 when the video comes out, so I'm sure I have messages rolling in from people asking me if I'm okay or if there's going to be a video. I'm fine. Things are just running late. It's the holidays. Probably going to be this way for a couple of weeks. I can't guarantee there'll be a video this Wednesday or even next Saturday, but I'm going to try my best. All right, hope everybody's doing well, having a great day, great life, and everything's going absolutely beautifully for you. And of course, as always, and most importantly, everybody, keep on growing. Bye.